Hello there, Facebook. Hey. Hello, welcome, you guys. Come on in. All right. I'm going to share this really quick over to my personal page and to my group page. Welcome, you guys. Welcome. I sat there for a minute trying to get my lighting just right because normally I have like natural light in this room that I'm in, but it's been really rainy and cloudy and nasty outside, so the lighting has not been that great for me this week in here, but that's all right. All right, I have something really awesome to share with you today. All right, let me share this to my group. And I'm sharing this with you because it's a journey that I've been on myself. I always come to you all when I do my live chats with things that aren't, with information that's not just, pulled out of thin air, but with topics and strategies and tips and inspiration and all that good stuff that has been beneficial to me in my life, that journeys in which I've had to go through and ones that I'm still going through. And my desire is to share that with you so that it helps you and so that it adds value to your life, to your business, to whatever it is that you're doing. So come on in. Welcome. If you've never watched or even know who I am, I'm Kendra K. Woods of KendraKWoods.com. I am a mindset and business coach, and the foundation of my business is really helping female entrepreneurs reclaim their minds so that they can walk in their purpose, step into their power, and create prosperity in all areas of their life, not just financially, but financially in their relationships and their business and all areas, right? Hey guys, say hi when you jump on. Hello. And so today I want to talk to you about the difference between your self-worth and value. And I never actually make notes when I come on and do these live chats because I come on and I share what inspires me, and I share and I just allow the message to kind of just come through how it wants to come through. Today, because I know there can be some confusion around self-worth and value. Those two words can be interchanged. They are interchanged, and they're used sometimes as one and the same. And so I did write down my thoughts today because I want to make sure that what I'm sharing with you today when it comes around self-worth and value, that my thoughts are organized and that I'm explaining it in a way that you're able to walk away and go, okay, I get it. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's taken me a little while to really understand, the difference between self-worth and self-value. It's like, well, aren't they the same thing? And they're not. And so I want to talk to you today about both your self-worth and your personal value. And I'm sharing this with you because if you're a businesswoman, if you're in business right now, or if you're thinking about launching your business, these two areas in your life are going to be so crucial in how you show up in your business and in the results that you get in your business, in the income that you're able to generate in your business, in the relationships that you have with your clients, with your tribe, with your audience. It underlies and underpins all of that, right? And so literally, I always say that, in business, you're working on self should be your primary focus. Working on your mindset, working on your beliefs, working on all the stuff that's going on inside of you, because whatever is going on inside of you is going to have a direct impact and a direct effect in every area of your life. Now, we're just speaking of business, but it also affects, your relationships, your health. Excuse me. It affects your finances. It affects your relationships with your friends and coworkers and whatever, right? And so, hey, Rashida. And so, hey there. And so I want to, touch on this topic because it's one that literally just recently I've kind of dug into, and for myself personally, I'm like, oh, I get it. I get the difference. Hey, you guys, say hi when you hop on. And so I want to share this with you. And so I do have notes because, like I said, I wanted to make sure my thoughts were organized for you, and I want you to be able to understand it from a clear perspective, because the words can be used interchangeably, and they are used interchangeably sometimes. And so starting with your self-worth, let's talk about that for a minute, right? And and we hear a lot of that, in online. There's this whole movement of women stepping into their power and owning who they are and all that good stuff. And a lot of that has to do with your self-worth. Now, self-worth is not something that has to do with an external way of, it has nothing to do with your clothes and your makeup and how your hair's done and the shoes that you wear, right? It has nothing to do with that. Now, those may be manifestations of you feeling confident and having a high level of self-worth, but because you see that on somebody does not necessarily mean that, oh, she's got a high level of self-worth, right? Self-worth is an internal game. Right? It is linked to your self-image, how you see yourself. Okay? So I want you to think about that. How do I see myself? And your initial reaction, because my initial reaction used to be, oh, well, I'm confident, I'm educated, I got my stuff together, I know what I'm doing. But when you go deeper up underneath that, you guys know I'm always talking about kind of lifting up the covers a little bit, right? And looking underneath the surface a little bit to see what's really underneath there. Under the surface used to be this woman who felt like she wasn't good enough, who felt like she wasn't really qualified enough, who felt like, she couldn't stand up and speak her truth and her voice because, what are people going to think, right? Underneath all of that's what was that was the current underneath all of that exterior, confidence that I used to portray, right? And if you don't deal with that, if you don't work with what's underneath, right, it'll slowly erode, and it'll start coming to the surface. And it'll start manifesting in ways that make you really uncomfortable, that you don't like, right? It'll make you feel, not fulfilled. It can make you feel like you're, just sad, or that you're just lonely, or that people are against you, right? It can manifest in many ways. So your self-worth is linked to your self-image, right? It's linked to your personal belief system about yourself. We all have a personal belief system. We have different beliefs running through our minds all day, every day, that you've had with you since you were a little girl, okay? And when you tap into what your personal belief system is and really take a good look at what is my personal belief system about myself? Like, how do I really feel about myself? I used to have a belief, and I'm going to share this with you. I used to have a belief that I was lazy. I had a belief that I was lazy, and that belief was within me because of me internalizing external words that were spoken over me, right? And so I thought, oh, well, I'm just lazy. And so because of that, I would show up and I would look confident, and you would say, Kendra's got her stuff together, but I would never allow myself to follow through. Because I had this tape going in the back of my head that you're lazy, you don't do the work, and blah, blah, blah. And so then I would not allow myself to do it. And it eventually will erode your confidence, okay? It will erode you being able to follow through. And that's a big thing. There was one of my ladies that was on yesterday. She was talking about, how she reads books all the time and listens to audiobooks. And she's like, I can just never figure out why I don't follow through. Okay, well, if you find yourself not following through with something, it's not the task that's the problem. It's something that's going on inside, right? And I won't say what's inside is a problem. I'll just say that it needs to be looked at, that it needs to be reviewed a little bit. And you got to look a little bit deeper and ask yourself, why am I holding myself back from moving forward? What am I afraid of? What's going on in here, right? And so it's how you see yourself. So one thing that I want everybody to understand is when you were born into this world, when you literally came out of your mother's womb, you inherited worthiness. You were worthy inside of her womb, right? You were worthy inside of her womb. That's something that is rightfully yours. You don't have to work for it. You don't have to, show up and do flips and cartwheels and all this stuff for it. It just is, right? Your worth is. You are worthy because you were born into this world. And so here's what I was thinking about today. I thought, when you look at somebody that has something that maybe you desire to have, right? Maybe you see somebody who has a business who is just like booming and thriving, and you're like, man, I want that, right? Or you see somebody who's able to go on these vacations that you want to go on, or you see somebody, experiencing, nice restaurants and tasting all this amazing food and going to these places and having experiences that you're like, man, I want that. Here's the thing, you're allowed to have that. Because you wouldn't be placed in this earth if you were not worthy enough to actually experience everything that is at your disposal to experience. What we tend to do is, because of our self-talk, because of the beliefs we have inside of ourselves, because of all those currents running through us, currents of belief systems running through us, we tend to tell ourselves that we're not allowed to have that, or that's just for certain people, or that's just for her because she's done X, Y, and Z, and that's just for her because she has the thriving business. No, it's for you too. It's for you too, right? And so in order to have that, you've got to be able to understand that you were born in this world already worthy. You were born that way. Like, really think about that. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I was born worthy. I was born worthy, right? You were born that way. And but the way you see yourself and the way the world sees you can distort that view, okay? And that's what I also want to touch on a little bit, is that our view of ourselves also gets a little bit distorted. It gets distorted because of what we see outside of ourselves, because of what society may say, because of what the commercials may say, because of what somebody in your life may say about you, because of, whatever you see out in the world can cause your view of your own worth to be distorted. Okay, so think about when something's distorted. Have you ever, seen when you're looking through glass? Yes, Rashida, for breathing, we're worthy. Absolutely. Have you ever, when you look through a glass window, and you cleaned it really good, right? You look through it and you're like, man, I could just see for days. The sun shines through beautifully, all the lights coming in, and it's a glorious thing, right? But if you take the glass that is, I forget what you call it, but it's the kind of glass that they put on your front doors. That's real thick, and it's a little, it has imperfections in it, so you can't fully see through it. Like, you can see the outline of somebody standing there, but you can't see clearly, the details of the person, right? That is what happens to that's the lens that we could sometimes look through when we allow society, other people, beliefs, and all that stuff to distort our view of our worthiness. We're looking through that glass. It's not quite clear, and we can see a little bit of our worthiness. We can see a little bit, of how wonderful and great we are, but we're not seeing it clearly. And because you're not seeing it clearly, you're then not able to step into it, right? Because you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm seeing that right. I don't know. Am I really seeing it? Am I really seeing what I think I see? Right? And so it influences you. So here's some things that influences your self-worth. If you find yourself doing this, I want you to take note of it, and I'm going to tell you how you can change it. If you find yourself minimizing your achievements, for instance, right? Like if somebody looks at you and goes, girl, you know your stuff, right? You've went to school. I see you out there getting certifications, and you're doing your thing, and you're doing this, and you're educating yourself. And wow, you have really achieved a lot. Or if somebody says to you, wow, you have grown your business. I can't believe you stepped out there and had the courage to launch your business, right? To go out there and live in your purpose. It is so amazing. And you downplay it and you go, oh, it's nothing. No, don't say that. It's no big deal. No. That's you downplaying something that's you influencing your level of your self-worth. You need to agree. There's nothing wrong with agreeing. See, I feel like sometimes as women, we have a hard time really saying, yes, I am great at what I do. Thank you. Thank you so much. Right? Or, yes, my business is successful. Thank you so much. There's nothing wrong with that, because what you have and what you experience, what's available to you, is also available to the next person. So you're not taking anything away from anybody by being able to acknowledge that, yes, Yes, I am great at what I do. Yes, I have, taken the time to educate myself in this area. Yes, my business is successful. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging that. You need to acknowledge that. The next thing is if you find yourself expressing doubt in your abilities, and this is a big one for me, you guys, I'm going to call myself out on this one, because I have found myself saying this, to my coach, the wonderful Rashida that's watching right now. Hey. Yes, we are great, Rashida. Yes, we are great. I have said to her, I'm like, I don't know. This fear will sometimes rise up in me. Like, I don't know if I can do this. Can I really do this? Can I really, get the results? Can I really, do this business thing? And I found myself thinking that, which the great thing is that when you become aware of that, I've immediately went in to change that and say, no, Kendra, you've got this. Your ability to do this is off the charts. You can make this happen, right? But when you're constantly doubting your abilities and staying in that loop of doubt, then you're continuously lowering that self-worth. Yeah, no, I can't do it. No, I can't do it, right? Don't doubt yourself. You are great and amazing and are able to do it, all right? The other thing is, of course, I've already touched on this, but your limiting beliefs that are within you, they're deep rooted. And sometimes I think that we get the idea that we can just, yes, say your affirmations, definitely write out your beliefs, all that good stuff. But don't, the thing is, I feel like a lot of women they'll do the affirmations, they'll write out their belief statements, maybe they'll do some meditation, or maybe they'll just do this or that, and they'll do some healing work, but they're not consistent with it. Your limiting beliefs are so deep rooted inside of you. They've been with you since you were a little girl, right? They've been with you since you were 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 13 years old. And now maybe you're in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, whatever. Those beliefs are still there, right? And they've had all that time to get deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper within your subconscious. So in order to flip them, you're going to have to then be persistent and be consistent with reframing them every single day. Thank you, Rashida. Every single day. Okay. And when you do that, the beliefs that are holding you back will slowly get pushed out of the way, because these new beliefs that you're creating are beginning to take over. They're beginning to expand into all those other beliefs within you that aren't serving you, right? And they begin to overtake those other beliefs. And then when those limiting beliefs try to show their head and go, "Ooh, girl, I don't know if you should do that," you can look at it and say, "No, not dealing with you anymore. I know that I'm capable. I know that I'm great at what I do. I know that I can go out there and do this," right? And so the more that you pour into yourself the things that you want to believe and the beliefs that you want to have and the way that you want to feel, the more you pour that into yourself, the more you then begin to automatically show up in a state in your true essence of who you are, right? Okay, you begin to record new tapes for yourself in your mind, because those things that you hear yourself saying about yourself sometimes and aren't that great, that maybe I can't do this, I don't know if I'm good enough, those are just tapes, and that tapes is going and going and going. But until you stop that tape and put in a new one and allow that tape to be on a continuous loop over and over and over again, that old tape's going to keep playing, right? So build yourself up, right? Change your internal language to being positive. The other thing that I want to say is, you got to be your own best cheerleader sometimes. Okay? Because here's the things that you want in your life, the dreams that you have, the things that you want to create, the big, audacious, scary dreams that you have, you are going to be the main person who can cheer yourself on, because there are going to be some people that are not going to believe. They'll be like, "Girl, who does she think she is to be trying to do that? That is, I don't know. She thinks she's crazy if she's going to go out there and build a $1 million business. She might think she's crazy if she's going to go out there and build a 6-figure business in a year," right? Hey, princess, nice to see you. And so you have to be the person that is able to cheer yourself on and literally congratulate yourself. Like, you guys, when I exercise in the morning, like when my exercise routine is finished and I'm done, the last thing I'm doing is like working out my stomach, right? And so after that, I tell myself, "Kendra, good job. You did so good. Kendra, good for you for showing up today. Kendra, good for you for doing what you said you wanted to do. Good for you for showing up, right? Like I am building myself up because nobody else is here in my house saying, Kendra, you did it, girl, you did it. I'm going to do it for myself, okay? And the last thing that I want to talk about in regards to self-worth, and then we're going to move on to value, is you've got to love and accept yourself for who you are right now. Love and accept yourself for who you are right now. The good, the bad, the ugly, the everything that you are. You have to love yourself and fully accept yourself for who you are now. Yes, Rashida, be your own cheerleader, exactly. And love who you are. Like there's parts of me that I'm still working on that I'm like, oh, Kendra, we need to work on this. But I still love myself and I accept myself for the way that I am, fully knowing that I'm capable to change those parts of me that I'm maybe not too proud of, right? But that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop loving myself and that I'm not going to accept myself. Because if you find yourself getting to a place to where you can't love yourself and accept yourself for who you are now, then you're not going to allow yourself to actually make the changes moving forward, okay? And this is huge, you guys, because what I'm talking about self-worth here, it will bleed into your business. It will bleed into your business. And the people that you come in contact with, that you talk with, that see you doing live streams, they're going to feel whether or not you fully believe worthy of whether you have a high level of self-worth or not. They can feel it. They can feel it. Avia, hi, thank you for being here. Yes, so true. They can feel it. And here's something I want to share with you that maybe you don't know. This is a human instinct that we all have. And I'm going to share it with you. As human beings, as humans, we have an instinct that kicks in when somebody comes into our atmosphere, whether it's via a camera, whether it's in person, on TV, whatever. When they step into when they step into our atmosphere, if we sense any bit of clinginess or feelings of, oh, poor me, I can't handle this, I don't know if I can do this. As soon as we sense that, and somebody can be smiling at you and talking to you, but if their language is that of, I don't know if I can, yeah, I hear, or my alarm went off, sorry. Or, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I just don't know. I've tried it and I just can't do it. As soon as you sense that, you immediately, your instinct is to back away. It's to back away because you can feel it. You can feel it. Think about that boyfriend you had at some point or that friend you've had at some point or whatever that was just clinging, hanging on to you. Girl, don't let me go. Don't let me go. No, I need you. You've got to be here. You got to be here. You're just like, oh my gosh, right? And so how that plays out in business is you chasing after clients, chasing after people to come watch your live streams and buy your products and say, buy for me, buy for me, buy for me, right? Now, there's a difference between following up with your clients and saying, hey, you said you were interested in my program and I'm following up with you. There's a difference between that and you literally like hounding that person. Well, what do you think? Well, what do you think? Are you going to buy? Are you going to buy? Are you going to buy? Really? And listen, I'll be the first to say I've done it. I have done it. When I did a launch for my program, Breakthrough Bootcamp, which I'm going to be rebranding. But when I did my first launch for that, I had a woman that emailed me and she said, hey, tell me more about this. And what's the investment? Blah, blah, blah. You guys, I think I emailed that woman 5 times. And as I was emailing, I was like, Kendra, stop emailing her. Stop emailing her. Just stop. But I know because I was just like inundating her with information and this is what we're going to do. And I'm including this and I'm including that and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this for you. She was like, whoa, right? Whoa. And she backed up and she did not become a client of mine. Okay. So when you build up that self-worth and you have a high level of self-worth, you begin to trust innately in yourself and to know that I'm going to attract the right clients to me. I'm going to attract the right people to me that need what I have and that want what I have. I'm going to do it. It's going to happen, right? All right. So Princess says it takes courage to admit what you've done in the past. That's not working, right? You're keeping it real. Love this. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So yeah. And I recognized it and I thought, okay, I just pushed that woman away because she was like, I don't want what you have because you are chasing me down. it works in all areas, you guys. So let's move on for a second. I want to talk about value, because value is something that, like I said in the beginning, is kind of it's used interchangeably with self-worth and value. And they're a little bit different. They're connected, and self-worth influences value, but they're different. And so your value is what you come to the table with. Okay? You're worthy already. You come to the table with your worth. You're like, I am worthy. I am here. But your value is what you're able to bring to the table. Your value is when you tell your client, here's how I can help you. Your value is when you tell your client, here's the solution to your problem, right? So your value are your skills that you have brought into that you have accumulated. I was trying to think of the word that you've accumulated throughout the years. It's your abilities that you have within yourself, natural, right? That's valuable. It's your experiences. You guys, your experiences are valuable, because you may attract, like for instance, I was talking to a soon-to-be client of mine the other day, and she was saying to me, I need help pulling together a workshop that I have to do for it was a company that she's doing a customer service workshop for, right? And I said to her, oh my gosh, I said, this is going to be so much fun, because I had to, at one point, managed and hosted the customer service training for a multi-specialty clinic that I worked for, right? So we had like 56 doctors. So all of their employees, I hosted their customer service trainings, right? And I would teach them customer service. We had a book we were working through. And I said, oh my gosh, I can still help you with that, because I've done that. So my experience is of value to her, because I can show her what to include, how to pull it together, how to pull the content together. I can help her in all of that. So your experiences are valuable. Your education is valuable. Okay. The education you have with yourself that you have accumulated over time is of value, period. All right. What else did I put on here? Oh, any healing that you've done in your life is of value. So if you've healed from old wounds, right? If you've healed from old wounds in your past and you've done that healing, that's valuable, because now you can then help somebody else overcome that. Okay. So your value is what you're able to bring to the table. It's what you're able to help other people. You're able to pour it into other people's lives so that you can help them be their best version of themselves. Okay. And so your individuality is valuable. Your personality is valuable. The products and courses that you create are value, right? Your ability to help someone solve a problem, like I said before, is value. It's all value. Okay. So there's a difference. But here's the thing. If you don't have a high level of self-worth, you're not going to allow yourself to tell people how you can help them, because you're going to think, oh, I don't know. You're going to have that little bits and pieces of doubt within you that go, I don't know if I can help them. I'm not sure if I can help them. And so you will not present your value. Right? So Avia says that's what makes us different, our individual experiences. Yes. And so here's the thing, how I want to link this to business. I have a lot of women that I've spoken to that'll say, I have this business idea and here's what I want to do, but there's so many other people out here that are doing the same thing. It doesn't matter, you guys. I'm a mindset coach and a business coach, right? Do you know how many mindset and business coaches there are out in the online world? There are tons of them, right? But nobody will teach mindset and business strategy like I do. Period. They won't. Because I have a different personality, because I have a different way of teaching, because I have a different way of showing up, because I have a different way of holding space for my clients so that they can learn and grow, right? That is value. But if you don't work on the self-worth piece, right, then you'll never allow yourself to confidently exude your value. Okay? And so that's why working on your self-worth is so important when it comes to you being able to put your value out there and then attract to you the clients that are meant to work with you, which in turn attracts to you the income that you want to bring into your business, right? So that is something that has to be worked on. Do you guys have any questions? I love all of your comments. Thank you so much. But does anybody have any questions around self-worth, around value? If you do, pop them in the comments and we'll address them while we're here on the live stream. But it's so important. And I wanted to felt really inspired to bring this to you because it's been a journey of mine. It's been a journey of mine to up-level my self-worth, right? As a result, I've been able to then speak about my value confidently and know that I can do what I need to do. Right, Avia, there's no one with your exact experience and character. Yes. And so that's a beautiful thing. And so when we go into business for ourselves and you have the mindset of, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to do this because there's so many other people out there. We've got to switch that around, my love. We got to switch that mindset around for you to understand that there's nobody out there who has a business like yours. There's nobody out there who shows up like you do, right? You're one of a kind. So your business is one of a kind. And you are the expert of your business, right? Any questions? All right, so let me share this with you. I've got my purpose planning workshop coming up in a couple of weeks on December 19th. It is a really low cost workshop that I'm doing. It's $47 workshop. But the reason I'm doing this workshop and the reason that I decided to create this workshop is because, number one, we're heading into a new year. We're heading into a new year. And for me personally, it's always been important for me to be intentional and purposeful about not duplicating the prior year that I just had, right? And because I also know that if you're watching this now, if you're watching the replay, for all the women that are in my community and in my tribe, you have amazing things that you want to happen in your life. You do. You have dreams, you have goals, you have desires, you want to walk in your purpose, you want to know what your purpose is, you want to see things happen in your life, right? But what happens, it's my alarm again, but what happens when we get into the new year is we start out headstrong. We're like, yes, I'm going to do this. Yes, I'm going to do this. Yes, I got this. But then our old ways of thinking start creeping in. Our old belief systems start creeping in. Our old ways of being start creeping in. And where we were once focused and aligned, we're kind of like drifting off and drifting off and drifting off, right? And then we get to the middle of the year and we're like, oh my gosh, I have not even accomplished anything else I want to accomplish. And so I created this workshop for everybody, not just business owners, but I don't care if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a corporate woman, whatever. I created this workshop because I want to show you how, yes, you could create the goals, and we're going to create the goals, but I also want to show you ways in which you will sabotage yourself in order not to reach them. So I'm going to be working with you to create them, but also working with you to pull up those things within you that are going to be like, sister, you're not doing that because that's new and I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. I'm going to help you identify what those things are. And I'm going to show you and teach you my process that I've used for myself to create a new belief system for yourself, okay? I'm going to show you the things, the tools, and the resources you need to have in place to help you stay rooted and focused in what it is you say that you want to create, okay? And so it's going to be a 2-hour workshop. It's going to be a virtual workshop, and I'm going to do it in a space where it's a virtual conference setting because I want to see your face, and I want you to see my face, and I want us to be able to have real-time conversation back and forth because there are going to be some women who I'm going to work with individually in the group to help them get through some of the areas in which they're like, why am I not following through? Why am I not doing this, right? So it's literally the best $47 that you're ever going to invest in yourself when it comes to really getting clear on what you want to create in the next year, okay? We're going to be talking about purposeful and intentional action, what that means. I'm going to share with you my mindset routine, and you're going to create one of your own that you will follow throughout the rest of the year, right? We're going to have anchors. I'm going to show you how to create anchors to keep you. And what does an anchor do? An anchor keeps you, boom, right here. Keeps you focused. It keeps you still, right? So that when those challenges come up, you're not like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this, right? I'm going to show you how to create anchors so that when things start to get a little crazy or whatever and life begins to happen, you're still anchored in what it is that you said that you want to accomplish, okay? So we're going to do all this in this workshop. I'll post the link in the comments here. And I don't have a sales page for it because it's not something that, I felt I needed to create a sales page for. It's a workshop. I'm going to work with you, but I'll post the link here in the comments. And you can go to that link and you can reserve your space. And then once you do that, you'll get an email from me that'll say, okay, here's the details. Here's here's the time, all that good stuff. But it's going to be on the 19th of December, December 19th. Is when it's going to be. So yeah. Any questions, any ahas, any comments that you want to address right now while we're still here, please let me know. All right, let me find this link for you, and I'm going to post it in the comments. Whew. Oh, that was good. I'm going to post it in the comments for you so that you can go and reserve your space. Here it is. I got to copy and paste it because I'm like, I don't have it in my thing. All right, so there's the link. You can go there, reserve your space. If you have questions about the workshop, or if you need more information or whatever, just simply message me, you guys. Send me a message. I will answer it right back. But yeah, I hope you do join me. If you feel called to join, don't question it. Just do it, okay? I love you guys. I love all of you for watching. I'm grateful for all of you that are watching live, for those that will watch the replay. And I'm so excited for this workshop and what the new year is going to bring for everybody, okay? So thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys again later. Bye for now.